Today we're going to be doing the end of the year book tag as it is finally chilly outside. I know it won't last, but I can be happy that it is. And I will have the original creator linked down below, as well as all the questions so that you can answer it yourself to see what you want to prioritize by the end of the year. And I, going through this, made sure to list more than one book because one book kept popping up. So I have options and we will try to keep it short. There's only 6 questions. We'll try not to babble so much. Have I said that I'm working? I don't remember. Let's go on to question 1. Are there any books that you started that you really need to finish? Yes. Before I thought of this one, I was like, oh no, I haven't like softy enough to anything, or besides, what you're currently reading maybe, but I have. It wasn't really a DNF. I just read chapter 1, but knew I didn't have time to finish and devote to the whole book. And everybody has been loving this book. And the sequel is coming out next year, and it's from an author that I already wanted to read from. I just haven't started the other series, so apparently we're gonna read this series first, or at least the first book. That's gonna be The Will of the Many by James Islington. I've heard it in 2 ways, and I don't remember which is right. This one, it has an academic kind of setting, well, university, war, college. It's a thing, and we are dealing with also the Red Rising situation where we have someone from technically a different social standing undercover into this hierarchy place of combat education. I'm butchering its description. It takes inspiration from Roman times though, as many of these do, but we are following our main character who was a prince before this new regime set up and changed pretty much everything. And now he is being put through this school by someone who doesn't have exactly the same goals as him, but wants him to find out something at this place, and he is going through, and I've just heard so many good things. I want to, and we will see how it goes. When it was said, it gave Red Rising, and it has like Wheel of Time, world building and stuff, I'm like, ooh, yes. Okay, we should move on though. Question 2, is there an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? There are really a lot of good options. I'm trying to do a lot of them in October with the spooky books and seasonal things of that nature. That didn't sound quite right, but there are several good ones. I have heard that The Spell Shop by Sarah Reese Brennan, right? Maybe. Nope, that's that one. Who was the author of that one? Sarah Beth Durst? Similar names. I've heard that could give vibes of fall time, autumnal, so that's an option. A Dark and Secret Magic would also be a good one that I don't already have on my list for Halloween time, and because it does culminate at Halloween, I believe, so very fall. This one I think would also be a good option for vibes, and it seems to take place as Foul Days by Genovia de Morava. Is that a U or a V? Stupid fancy fonting. I think this one might also consider it. I have not heard quite as much. I mean, I've seen some thumbnails to suggest that it was very liked, but I haven't clicked on the videos to watch because I don't want the spoilers. So that would be another option that I want to get to, and that I think could be very fall. And maybe this will be also the year that I read the Scorpio races, which is supposed to take place on November 1st. Maybe. Thinking of the thoughts of my November TBR though, it seems also unlikely. One of these years though, it's gonna happen. Let's see, is 3, is there a new release you are still waiting for? Of course. Like almost everybody probably that is a Stormlight fan, we are waiting for Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson to come out on December 6th. Can't wait for that one. Totally the first part of December is going to be devoted to that. And getting that. I have another one though. Also coming out at the end of this month is Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong. I have not read anything else by this author, but this one sounds so intriguing, and I want us to try it. I don't know when I will, but I would really like to try it. It sounds very cool. We are following a woman who is trying to break into this magical studies field. Like, she's the first to be acknowledged in displaced as a woman to be an academic. Is that what it is? But even though she has achieved this, they are still kind of discrediting her or looking down on her, and they give her a janitor for an assistant. However, they make some sort of large discovery which threatens magic in general, and so they must work together. This is another butchery of description of a book that I'm excited for. I can so well describe these. Number 4, what are 3 books that you really want to read by the end of the year? So the one I already said, Wind and Truth, Fury of the Gods by John Gwynne, which just came out, and it is the conclusion to the Bloodsworn trilogy. It is Bloodsworn, right? Which started with Shadow of the Gods. It deals with Norse Viking themes, mythology in a world where they did have gods. But the gods all battled each other, wiped each other out, but their bodies are still around and they can make magical objects out of their bodies, as well as their descendants. Even, it seems, centuries later, the blood doesn't thin out, and they still have like abilities in their descendants, which are numerous for some of them. Like, it seems the rat has a lot of descendants, and also, what was another one? They're enslaved though. The descendants, anybody with power, they're enslaved by things made from the gods' bones and bodies. Then the last one would be Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez. This is the conclusion of the Secrets of the Nile duology, which I liked a lot. I mean, there were some YA tropes that I didn't as much, but they weren't overdone in this one. I liked where our location was, some of the secret magic-y things. Hopefully we can dive into that a bit more in the sequel. And then of course there was a twist at the end. That was Black Magic, not Black Magic, Black Market, Nested, Hidden Things. Okay, moving on. One more, even though we already said 3, one more, Long Live Evil by Sarah Breeze Britted. Yes, that. I really want to read this. It looks so funny and so good, and I really want to read this. This is about a lady who dies and wakes up in her favorite story world. But obviously she is not in Team Good side when she wakes up, and I'm sure that's a bit of a shock, but she makes it work for her. Now, question 5 was, what is a book that could shock you and become the best book of the year? I don't know. I mean, if you expect it to be, then it wouldn't be a shock. Maybe The Will of the Many? Or Fury of the Gods? Who could say? I mean, if Wind and Truth does, then, you know, that's not super shocking. If it becomes a huge disappointment, though, that would be super shocking. But I don't think it will. Question 6 is, are you already making plans for next year? Not really. I want to start another fantasy, of course, and sci-fi series, which we always are starting, but like one of the big ones. Because I feel drastically underread, especially on sci-fi. So maybe do like trilogies though, because they're easy to finish off and be like, woohoo! I read somebody, you know, that's considered a pillar of the community. Fantasy, sci-fi. Everybody knows this person and has read them, and I haven't. So let's try to do those and get some of those read. And yeah, that way I feel like not a fraud talking about these things. Are you making plans for the rest of your reading year or into next year? I do feel like I should have probably answered question 6 a bit better for you guys. Maybe. If you've answered any of these questions or you want to share your answers to any of these, all of them questions, you can do so in the comments down below. I would love to see your answers, or we can chat about them over on Discord. I hope you're finding something awesome to read today. You'll subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.